Overland Model 61 Touring 1912. 45 horsepower, 270.6 cubic inches L-head inline 4-cylinder engine, 3-speed manual transmission with overdrive, semi-elliptical leaf spring front and cantilever spring rear suspension, and rear wheel mechanical drum brakes. Wheelbase, 118 inches. The story of Overland is a roller coaster ride typical of many of our nation's early automobile manufacturers. It was advanced for its time. For example, early models featured a removable ignition plug that prevented auto theft when left unattended. However, the firm was in danger of collapsing by 1907. John North Willys, a dealer from Elmira, New York, had a $10,000 deposit on an order of 500 cars. To prevent himself from losing the sales he had generated, he stepped in and assumed management of the struggling company. The newly reorganized Willys Overland Company oscillated between the verge of bankruptcy and years of multi-million-dollar profit, and production continued until the 1930s. The car offered here, a 45 horsepower Model 61T, represents the largest brass-era Overland made up to this time, and according to the owner is one of 7 examples known to survive, distinguished by the toolboxes incorporated into the running boards. Originally restored in the 1960s, it was subsequently acquired by the well-known brass-era enthusiasts Wendell Ollie and Marilyn Ohlendorf, who had admired it on a Glidden tour. It was eventually sold in 1979 to Don and Nancy Sonicson of Illinois, who continued to tour with it for the next 25 years. The current owners acquired the car from Mrs. Sonicson in 2008. According to the consignor, within the last 4,000 miles it has received an outstanding paint job by the well-known restorer John Sanders of Antique Autos of Rockford, Illinois. The engine was rebuilt by longtime BMCA and HCCEA member Keith Cruz of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and with an overdrive added to the transmission, the car now cruises nicely at 50 miles per hour with 4 passengers aboard. A 12-volt electric starter and lights have been added, along with an alternator, and the ignition updated with a Henschel 2-spark distributor. The rear wheel brakes are described as excellent. A new clutch from Bob Knock of California was installed, and the rear differential was rebuilt, along with remanufacturing both axle shafts. The tires have fewer than 2,000 miles, and the 2 spares at the rear have never been on the ground. Furthermore, for easy maintenance, all of the brass lamps have been polished and coated by Rick Britton. A fine, proven automobile for ACA, HCCA, and VMCA tours, as well as for show, this is an excellent example of an iconic mark from early American motoring history.